On today's episode, guys, we will be talking on how you can use your study gap to your advantage when relocating abroad or when applying for admissions and scholarships abroad. Guys, how are we doing? You're welcome to my YouTube channel. As you already know, I am Alexia Siri and I share information about my lifestyle and relocating through the study route. So, if you're a newbie, you are welcome. If you are an oldie, hello my village person, you're welcome. Thanks for always stopping by. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload the video, you will be the first to know about it. Okay, guys? And for those who are subscribed, thanks for always stopping by to watch our videos and liking and sharing. We appreciate. I appreciate. On today's episode, guys, we will be talking on how you can use your study gap to your advantage when relocating abroad or when applying for admissions and scholarships abroad. You know, a lot of us, so many people have left school and immediately after they didn't continue to do their masters or PhD and all that. But for some people, immediately after getting their bachelor's, they went ahead to get their masters. So for them, they don't really have kind of like study gap, except they had to maybe stop for some time and then continue with PhD later on. But if you're someone who maybe after getting your bachelor's, especially women, this mostly happens to us. After getting your bachelor's or your HND, maybe you got married, you've been in the home, you took care of your kids, had children, took care of the family, and you've been in the house for like maybe 5, 10, 15 years. Do you know you can actually use this study gap to your advantage? Yes, this is an advantage for you if only you know how to use it. Except you want to tell me during this period that you were in the house, you were maybe like just sleeping and eating, someone was putting food in your mouth, you wasn't doing anything. But I believe we were all doing something. You were managing the home. You were taking care of your kids. You were maybe assisting your husband in his business. You can use all of that to build your CV. So much so that when the admission committee looks at your CV, they can actually eat your CV because your CV will be attractive. For some people, after graduating, maybe you got a job, you can use this job on your CV as your work experience, okay? You might have volunteered somewhere. Any activity that you did that wasn't paid for, it's volunteer activity. But you can always also put this activity as work experience. So do not underestimate this, okay, people? So if you have volunteered somewhere all this period, put your volunteer experience as work experience as well. You use this as work experience. You just need to go to Google and search the role this person or this position you handle does. Add to what you were doing if you were not doing all of that. If you were doing all of that, go ahead and add it on your CV as work experience. Now, something else which you can do, some volunteer activities are like maybe you were a choir mistress or you were a Sunday school teacher or you've been a preacher. Those are skills you've been building throughout the years. Teaching kids is not easy. You can use that as early education. That's a program that you can study for postgraduate, early education. You can also go in for things like child education, okay? So there are so many things you can do because during this period as a choir mistress as a Sunday school teacher, for example, you were working with children, you were teaching them, you were helping them gain skills. So look for these roles, write down the things you were doing. This will go in as work experience. So you just have to, excuse me, you just have to think of the things you've been doing. Now, what if you were a housewife? We mostly have this problem. For us ladies, most ladies will be like, oh, I've been a housewife all through this period. I didn't do anything. No, you did something. Oh, you did a lot. In fact, you did too much. As a housewife, you did things like budgeting. You managed your home. Maybe you assisted your husband in his job when he had to take some kind of maybe decisions, or he needed some accessories in the office. You were the one who went ahead to get that. You can always put, you've been a secretary to the doctor. If, for example, your husband is a doctor or whatever role your husband holds, you can say you've been a secretary and now attach that role to it. For example, secretary to a doctor, or secretary to a database administrator, or secretary to a finance officer, or secretary to a bank manager. You can always put that role like your husband's role and then attach what you did. You've been managing your home. You make shopping lists. Whenever things are out, you are out of stock with food stuff, you need to make an inventory for this, to check all of this. There is this role called inventory clerk. So that's a role, that's a job you have been doing. You can put this as a job you've been doing and put this under your work experience. Now, you just need to go to Google, search for some of the activities and add up to what you were doing. So you build your CV to look crispy. Your CV should look crispy, okay? Add these roles to your CV and you are good to go. That way you will be using your study gap to your advantage. And once you do this, see, you will close that gap. And when anyone looks at your CV, they'll feel like it's in your CV, because the things you have done. Managing the home, you can go into study management. You can go in for business. So you've done a lot, but you don't just know how to use it. Get the roles you were doing, go to Google, search some of these things and add to your role as what you have been doing, maybe as a housewife or something, or assisting your spouse and all that. Oh guys, it's hot in here. I need to turn on the AC. So you just have to look onto those things and build your CV. You have already done a lot. You don't need to stress yourself too much. So your study gap shouldn't stop you. Rather, that study gap should be an advantage for you. Build it up, use work experience, use the chores you were doing at home, and build that study gap and send your CV for your admission. You are a good fit for whatever role you put yourself up to. On that note, guys, we will be ending here today. If you have not yet subscribed or you've not given our video a huge thumbs up, what's stopping you now? Please give us that huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and share this video with your friends. You know, it might just be that one video that will save someone out there. Thanks for always stopping by. I am your girl, Alexia Siri, and that will be it for today. Keep stopping by, sharing, liking, and subscribing. Bye, guys.